India and China are set to resume direct flights from next month. Reports say the government has asked Indian airlines to prepare flights to China at a short notice. Reports also suggest that an announcement is expected at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit. Both the countries suspended passenger flights after the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, this made the travelers go via hubs like Hong Kong or even Singapore. This push comes amid strained relations between India and the US after President Donald Trump doubled tariffs on Indian goods to 50%. As per reports, resumption of flights may see both Air India and Indigo restarting flights to China. And moving on, India's retail inflation eased to an 8-year low in the month of July. The drop has driven mainly by cheaper food prices. According to the Ministry of Statistics, CPI inflation fell to 1.55% in July from 2.1% in June. Core inflation also inched down to 4.2% from 4.5% the previous month. For more on the data, let's go across to my colleague Pallavi.
Right, India's retail inflation continued to decline and came in at the lowest in almost 8 years and the second lowest in the current series. Retail inflation moderated to 1.55%. That's for the month of July, and that's compared to a print of 2.1% that was seen in June. The de-acceleration continued to be led by food prices, significantly vegetable prices, which disinflated at 20.7% compared to 19% in June. Meanwhile, edible oils was one segment that did see double-digit inflation at 19%. Inflation in other broad verticals, including housing, clothing, footwear, fuel and light, broadly remained range-bound. To be sure, despite the comforting print, inflation did come in a tad higher than economist estimates. Inflation was projected to ease to 1.4% for the month of July, and that would have actually been a series low. But this was still the sixth straight month that we saw inflation come in below the RBI's target of 4%, and it has in fact now dropped below the RBI's target range of 4 plus or minus 2%. Core inflation, which excludes the volatile food and fuel components, came in at 4.2%. That's compared to 4.5%, and this is according to data from Bloomberg. So this continues to be another source of comfort. The outlook for inflation continues to remain comforting. This is despite the fact that we might see some uptick in inflation figures going forward as vegetable prices start to normalize, the seasonality effect wears off, and that in turn is expected to